What is going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs? I want to welcome you to another episode of Hardcore Geek Wrestling. And the magic number this week is 125. 1 minute, 25 seconds. That's all it took for the man himself, Bill Goldberg, to complete 2 spears, 1 jackhammer, and really just shock the world and defeat the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, at WWE Survivor Series. Guys, we're going to talk about all that and more. I do have Mr. Chase Merriman with me. How you doing, dude?
I'm good. Guess what? Late breaking news.
What is the late breaking news? Fastlane
is not coming to Cleveland, and the Elimination Chamber is for sure coming back.
I was they were doing like a little bit of like a WWE Network promo, and they were flashing a whole bunch of pay-per-views. Phoenix? That's not bad.
The Elimination Chamber.
So are you really surprised that Fastlane's not coming to Cleveland?
Yes, because I thought for sure Cleveland could own a pay-per-view.
Well, we kind of had the Survivor Series for a while.
You know what?
Richfield.
Here's what gets me. Dallas has 2 pay-per-views this year. TLC this weekend, and they had the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird. And then next year they're getting Survivor Series. Is there like...
No, Survivor Series is in Houston next year.
Is it Houston? Still Texas.
It's still Texas.
You know? And then Rumble's in San Antonio. So is there... I don't know. Does like WWE, do they owe Texas money or something like that? Like, what's going on with that?
Possibly. I mean, we know for sure WrestleMania's in Florida, Rumble's in San Antonio, SummerSlam's in Brooklyn.
Yeah. And you know, and I totally get that. Like with the whole like they've done that with SummerSlam a lot, where they were at the Staples Center for like 5 or 6 years in a row. Now they're going to be in Brooklyn for the next like 1 or 2 years.
This is the last year for sure.
The last one that they have announced here, But yeah, man, I like for a pay-per-view to come back to Cleveland. I mean, we went to Fastlane this past year, and you know we're going to Raw, the go-home show before the Rumble, so that's pretty cool. My very first pay-per-view, my very first wrestling match in general was SummerSlam '96, the Boiler Room Brawl. Dude, so you know we first of all, let me apologize.
You've been sick.
I've been sick. I've had like a real gnarly, like chest, upper respiratory infection.
It's been this weird weather. It's like it was like 60 degrees today.
Yeah,
it was like
nuts.
35 over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, so like what happened was like there was one day where I was wearing shorts one day. It was like 75 degrees, and then the next morning I had to like scrape off frozen rain off my car.
Yeah,
to get so it's nuts. So
that's Ohio for you.
Yeah,
Northeast
so
Ohio.
So my apologies. With the combination of Thanksgiving and all that, it took the week off. Really didn't want to. I had all these plans. Like we were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and Hammer was over. We were watching Survivor Series, and we were gonna do a recap show, and I just felt like complete garbage. And considering that the pay-per-view ended about 30 minutes early, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed. So
yeah. That was kind of weird. Survivor Series ended a half hour early again this year.
But it was 4 hours long, so I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very honest. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Survivor Series. I enjoyed pretty much every match, with the exception of one of the pre-show matches, which was actually between 2 guys that I like, Kane and Luke Harper. I think when you put 2 big dudes... You
should have put them on the main card.
I don't even think... I think that... I mean, I think that with someone like Luke Harper, it's kind of like you got to treat him almost like a Braun Strowman. You got to like have him squash people. I was never interested in having like 2 giant dudes that move slow in the ring against each other. Like, it's like... I don't want to see Big Show versus Kane. I want to see Kane versus Mark Henry. I would like to see like Kane versus, Kalisto or Zack Ryder, anybody who can like move and he can like throw them around, and it's a little bit of a David versus Goliath thing. But that was really the only match, and it was kind of like out of left field. I didn't even know it was happening till like I was, just.
I don't think anybody knew until that morning. WWE's like, hey, guess what?
They announced it in the morning.
I think it was like in the morning. That was like Saturday, because they're like, hey, guess what? We need to fill time, so we're gonna have 2 pre-show matches. Oh,
okay. I didn't know that. I knew about the cruiserweight one. And so we're recording this obviously live right now on Spreaker.com. You guys want to join the conversation? It's Spreaker.com/user/hardcoregeek.
As we're watching in the background, JBL Legends with JBL with.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
The Outsiders.
You just put that on. I know SmackDown's going on right now. I love SmackDown.
Hulu, baby. It's the new best thing to watch.
We're going to hit up Hulu tomorrow.
Watched Raw literally and in 1 hour today before work.
Isn't that awesome? That's great, right?
Oh, my God. I watched Raw an hour before work. I had my breakfast.
Well, let me tell you something.
Took my morning bathroom break and still watched all of Raw in time.
Yeah, you saw all the good stuff. So, like, I canceled my Sling TV this past week. Yesterday was my last day of it.
I canceled my network subscription.
You can't believe you canceled your network.
I still have till the second to decide if I want to change it.
I think you should keep it, dude. I think you should. Because who knows? Maybe I'm going to watch the next pay-per-view at your house. Who knows?
All right.
I don't know.
Well, but I can always renew it, they said.
I know. You could totally do that. And you get it for free, probably.
I think so.
Just get a new email address.
Yeah.
There you go. But, yeah, man, I canceled my Sling TV because it would crash, like, nonstop. And then last week it crashed, like, at the beginning of Raw. And it just completely, like, I didn't get to watch Raw at all. So I kind of had to find my sources to kind of watch it a little bit and decided, you know what, $25 a month for a service that crashes
is not worth it.
No, it's not. And you know what, a way better service, and I'm probably going to go back with them after the holidays, after we can, save some money, is we're going to go back with PlayStation View. Yeah. PlayStation View is
like stuff. I said, Hulu is nice because even though you're technically not watching it live, you can still get it done and watch the most important things in an hour and a half and less.
Yeah. Yeah, and I find myself, since going back with Hulu, just watching the stuff like that. It's a little bit more convenient. I don't feel like I have to rush home on a Monday.
You can fast forward through main event for the matches only. That's nice.
I know, right? It's awesome. I
Same
love
thing
that.
with Superstars.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, let's just do a quick recap of Survivor Series. I know it's kind of old news to everybody, but I want to make sure we kind of gave our thoughts. I'm gonna kind of just touch on some bullet points.
You were happy with the Goldberg. I thought it was dumb, but from a business standpoint, it makes sense.
Yeah, so let's really just think about that. Okay, so there's two sides of the coin. There's the one side, the disappointing side. You have this match that's been built up for about 4 weeks. They had a tie-in with the video game. They really were expecting like this knockdown drag out fight, especially because they were trying to obviously outdo the WrestleMania 20 match.
Correct.
And with the ending in a minute and 25 seconds, I felt bad for the people that paid in Toronto. So that's what I felt bad for. From my end, and Hammer and I were sitting there and we're watching it, and it's just like we were in shock.
I think everybody. If you watch the faces in the arena, I think the whole arena was shocked.
Yeah, and that's exactly what our expressions were. We were like sitting there and we're like, so now what?
And I think Vince did that on purpose because of the fact of MMA is so huge right now with Conor McGregor and everything like that. And then you see this happening with the squash match. And literally, it was a squash match. Like, Lesnar jobbed out to Goldberg. And it was the talk of the internet. It was the talk on ESPN. It was the talk on Fox Sports. All the big, sports outlets, media outlets were like, Goldberg crushes, like it was crazy.
Yeah, so like, and that's the flip side of the coin. It's that everybody, and we've talked about this, on the old show, and we've talked about this, just you and I off the air, that, while we are, big wrestling fans, we're like smart marks, I guess, whatever you want to call us, but there's smart marks that like really take it over the edge. And they always predict like, WWE, same old shit all the time. Nobody would have predicted that.
Nobody.
And that's the best thing.
I was mind blown. I was shocked. I was texting you like, this is bullshit. This is so like I was so pissed.
I see, and I wasn't. I think I look at it as, it sucks because like I look at it like the rest of the pay-per-view for me was great. And the fact that was such a shocker, obviously, the feud is going somewhere, and we have since found out that is the case.
The only thing I was frustrated about was like the women's match, for example, like
the women's the SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah,
okay.
Raw's women, I don't think are as good as SmackDown's women. To be honest,
I agree.
But I think they had to do that to basically show that Raw's women is because lately, and to be honest, even on Hulu watching it, it's been Sasha and Charlotte for the last 4 months.
Well, since the women's titles debuted, those two of the Raw women's title, whatever you want to call it, they're the only two that have held it.
And they're the only two that have held it. It's been most of the
Each 3
storyline.
times.
And Bailey's like, "Hi, I'm here." Nope. Dana Brooks.
Yeah, and that's the only
Nia
thing.
Jax has been, and then Alicia Fox. Really, Alicia freaking Fox. She's been on TV 3 times total.
Well, it looks like they're going to be moving her into some kind of weird storyline with Cedric Alexander. So, so that's at least they're using her. You gotta, you gotta be a little bit more positive about it. They're at least they're.
But at
using
least
people.
SmackDown, those women are constantly going at it. I mean, you have Carmella and Nikki Bella and Becky and.
Although we've come to the agreement that SmackDown's like pretty much one of our favorite shows.
It's the better brand. It is absolutely the better brand right now.
And
especially if Taker comes back, it sets it even more.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I think that's why I've been enjoying the Hulu watching too. Is the fact that 3 hours is a long time. I actually watched the full live show last night just because of the.
I didn't enjoy the Raw last night. It was okay. That's why I like Hulu because you can fast forward through it.
Well, there's a lot of stuff, but here's the reasons I watched last night. I watched for New Day and the Club because I love New Day and I love the Club. I watched because I really dig Enzo and Cass, even though it was kind of squash.
The Sheamus Cesaro scene in the bar.
Sheamus Cesaro, I was thinking APA all day long.
I'm not going to lie to you. Tessa Blanchard looked really good in that red
I
dress.
missed that she was on.
She was there getting the drink.
I think I had to poop or something.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in that scene.
She was in that scene at the bar.
Oh, okay. I thought she was doing a squash match or something like that.
No, she was getting
I
a
gotta watch
drink
it
at the bar with next to Cesaro.
That's so weird. I watched that whole segment. I guess I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So, okay, whatever.
And then there was a couple Sons of Morton shirts. Ricky Morton's.
That's funny. That's crazy.
Rock and Roll Express Hall of Fame, baby.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I enjoy. There are certain things on Raw I am enjoying. I'm enjoying the storyline between Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's one of my favorite people in the world now. I listened
love
to
Braun Strowman.
The latest episode of the Talk is Jericho when they had it was Braun Strowman, Gallows and Anderson, and they were doing Talking Shop, where it's basically 2 hours of nonsense with Anderson and Gallows doing different characters, doing different voices, and Strowman I never thought Braun Strowman was as funny as he is, and it was just. Those are 3 of my favorite people of all time.
I'm not going to lie. Chris Jericho has been my wrestler of the year.
Chris Jericho is, yeah.
Chris Jericho, last night was hysterical.
Dude, I went for Chris Jericho. I went as Chris Jericho for Halloween at my work. I put everybody on the list.
I just love it. Last night, especially Kevin Owens is did Mick Foley even think about that? How distressed I am that Chris Jericho got attacked. That's my best friend. I just love it. The best friend, the list.
I don't know how that's not a shirt yet.
I know.
The best friends club.
Exactly.
It should look like Bullet Club. It should be best friends club.
Oh yeah.
Kevin and Chris. That's it. That's what you. WWE shop.
Chris Jericho is just hysterical with the list, and when he got the driver knocked it over, he's like, "Oh no, I'm on the list, aren't I?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just awesome. Chris Jericho is just pure, genuine comedy gold.
Yeah, he's good, and obviously he's great in the ring too. So.
And you'll be on the list if you're bad. So Chris Jericho, listen to our show, or else you'll be on the list.
So let's go back to Survivor Series women's tag. It was fast. I didn't expect Raw to win. But
nobody did.
I can't remember who I predicted. I may have predicted Raw. I can't remember. Maybe it was 3 weeks ago when we did it, but. My problem with that and then what transpired last night. First of all, Sasha Banks was one of my favorite wrestlers. Not just one of my favorite.
I would have waited to
wrestlers.
give her the title.
I liked it. I liked it first
because
of all,
it was back in Charlotte's hometown. They did that to Sasha in her hometown where she lost the title.
I mean, if I don't know, I don't really put it all together that much. It sounds like that's conspiracy theorist talk. It
is because think about it. Charlotte beat Sasha for the title in Sasha's hometown. Sasha wins the title in Charlotte's hometown.
Yeah, but I think it was a good way to cap off the feud. I think this is the end of the feud.
I would have done it at the pay-per-view. Roadblock, end of the line. It's called end of the line for a reason. You ended it right there. What else is the point of Roadblock? What are you going to do with the title now? You got to do it. I would have ended it.
You do it with Bayley. I think That's the only problem. It looks like they were going to do a feud with Bayley and Charlotte. I think the reason they may have done that is because that's the obvious thing to do. So then you switch it to Sasha.
They're waiting for Sasha versus Charlotte at WrestleMania.
I disagree. I think we're going to get if you watch the pre-match promo with Sasha and Bayley, when Sasha was like, "Hey, it's not about you. It's about, this, and it was just little subtleties, little just planting of the seeds, because that match from Brooklyn between Sasha and Bayley, I think people want to see that again.
That's what I mean. That's what it's setting up to.
Okay. I would actually do that at the Rumble. I would maybe get one more match between Charlotte, maybe at end of the line. That and then Sasha will go over. She'll actually retain it because every time she's fought Charlotte, she's lost it. So she'll act, and that could be the storyline going into it.
And then Sasha gets this big head, and that's how she becomes the heel.
Exactly. You could do it just like that. So then you have Bayley and Sasha at the Alamo Dome because you got to sell tickets, and so you build it off that amazing Brooklyn match, and then you do somehow the 4 Horsewomen at WrestleMania.
That's a good one. But Becky is the 4 Horsemen. Are you saying Becky goes to Raw?
Yeah, maybe she drops the title, goes to Raw, or maybe you do unification. I think it's too soon for unification, so I think she's gonna probably.
That's gonna hurt for SmackDown though if she goes.
You trade somebody.
Who you get? Nia Jax.
I would totally trade Nia Jax.
You got to get a face if you're going over this.
Who's saying Nia Jax can't be a face though?
Nobody likes her.
I like her. I think she's awesome.
I know you like her, but nobody else does.
I disagree. I think a lot of people do. I think it's just,
she has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but she's a monster though, and
unless Asuka's on SmackDown, there you go.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
She's got to lose, but I don't even know who she would lose the title to because honestly,
Ember Moon.
Okay, that's about it. That's about it.
You seem like you're so negative on it. Why are you so negative today, bud? What's wrong? Tell us what's wrong. What's going on?
A lot of things.
Don't be so negative. Come on, it's wrestling. It's silly. We all know.
I know.
It's dudes fighting in their underwear. That's what it is.
I don't know. Maybe SmackDown just is so much better than Raw lately.
I
maybe
agree.
that's my problem. Is that I have so much high expectations for Raw. And it just is like, but SmackDown.
But guess what? We still buy tickets to go.
Well, of course we do because it's wrestling and we love it.
Exactly.
And we're like fantasy bookers. We're like fantasy Eric Bischoffs.
That's right. So I don't know. I mean, I think it could be a positive thing. I like the fact that WWE is changing it up because I didn't expect Sasha to win the title last night.
I didn't either. I was shocked. I really was. I was very shocked.
And I'm like, okay, it's going to be some kind of...
The way she did that bank statement on
that was
looked
cool.
Painful. I was like, oh my God.
And I kind of it was really quick too because I'm like, oh, she's got her caught in there. I'm like, I'm like, oh, that's almost like the bank statement. Holy shit, that is the bank statement. And then she tapped.
I thought it was sweet. Ric Flair came out.
That was really cool. And that's why I kind of wish that this would be the cap off of the feud, just to say, hey, you earned respect. But here's what it's going to be. I think you're going to get one last match, and here's this underlining storyline. You have the whole thing.
Oh, by the way,
what's that?
So when Sasha won that title, it was in Pittsburgh. Roadblock. The first time she won the title was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, was it?
Roadblock is in Pittsburgh.
I don't even know these things. So yeah, there's that. But I think what you can do with the storyline is. Every time she's went to defend it against Charlotte, she's lost. And what you do with this is, Charlotte's going to be a little butthurt because, she earned the respect of her father, Ric Flair. So I think what you do is you have Sasha go over in this match on Roadblock. Then she finally earns the respect of Charlotte. Maybe Charlotte kind of takes like a month or two off, right? Because she's been going nonstop since she's been on the main roster.
When's Eva Marie coming back? I really miss Eva Marie.
I think she's cleared. I think they just don't really have much to do with her now. So they'll figure it out. That's SmackDown though. So we got Emelina to look forward to.
What about Eva Marie on Raw?
I like her. I love that gimmick, that weird gimmick that she had, where she was just dodging everybody. I wish
Eva Marie is stuck in traffic.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, I get it, and on the flip side, from the Survivor Series tag match, you have the Whodunit storyline.
Oh,
which with Nikki Bella, Obviously, she thinks it's Carmella, and obviously I don't. And there's rumors that it was actually going to be Becky Lynch who does a heel turn.
Oh,
and Becky's been on the Stone Cold podcast saying how she wants to work heel and how when she was in
she
Indies,
attacked what's her name last night or tonight?
Who she attacked? I missed.
Alexa Bliss during their contract signing.
Well, there you go. Yeah, she's getting a little bit of a mean streak. I think.
Love it.
I think that's what you do. It's almost like the flip side, or I keep saying flip side. Almost like the Stone Cold, who done it thing. Obviously not to that scale, but it was a storyline where Stone Cold was, first we thought it was Triple H, then he thought it was Steve Blackman, and then it turned out to be Rikishi, but it was all...
Steve Blackman's the man.
I think Steve Blackman took out Nikki Bella. He hit him with...
Steve Blackman's making his return. Yes.
That's right. The Lethal Weapon.
He used to have a great entrance theme.
He did. So yeah, I think that'll be a good storyline, obviously. Yeah. So, I mean, the good thing about all the matches at Survivor Series is that every match had...
I loved it how Cesaro and Sheamus were like, how the heck do we make it out of 9? We don't get along, but we made it out of 9 people.
Yeah, so then obviously it looks like we're going to be getting them as a team as well. The tag, that's really all that came out of the tag.
That was,
match.
Other than that...
I was more disappointed in that than the women's.
Really?
I had fun watching the women's match.
I was hoping that Slater and Rhino would have won it all.
Yeah, but no.
Slater and Rhino were over even in Canada.
They were,
awesome.
Yeah, for sure they were.
The men's one was quite fascinating.
Well, dude, first of all, it was like a 58-minute match.
It was long.
Everybody had a chance to shine.
Shane got knocked out.
Shane took that trying to do that coast to coast, took that spear. A couple of cool notable things in this match. James Ellsworth was made in this match. Eliminating Braun Strowman. And then when Braun threw him off the stage, it's one thing, and Hammer and I, we kind of watched the back, is James Ellsworth didn't get a chance to jump because his feet were still moving, and Braun had him mid-throw, so that was like a legit throw off.
Maybe that's why James Ellsworth got that contract.
Maybe
they felt guilty. They didn't want to get sued by him.
Well, I'm pretty sure he had a contract before because they had him traveling with them overseas.
Probably.
You're not going to pay to have somebody like that overseas.
That's true.
So there's James Ellsworth.
How weird was it not having the Miz involved in that match?
Well, Miz got the win in the IC title match.
I know, but how weird was it that... I mean, granted, he had the IC against Sammy, but how weird was it that he wasn't there, or even the Dolph Ziggler wasn't even that top 5? That
was a little weird. I thought Dolph would at least get some kind of match, but you had I think they were perfectly stacked. And here's the thing. You got to see some little glimpses of some dream matches.
By the way, I love Baron Corbin interfering in that cruiserweight match. That was pure gold. And then his excuse afterwards was pure Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin is my new up-and-comer wrestler of the year 2016. When we do our award show, Baron Corbin has an award already.
So let me make it very clear. Chase hates all the cruiserweights.
I don't hate all the cruiserweights. Did you hear? How about last night with Kendrick, man? He went off.
I have to watch that part back.
They said it was unscripted. Like him going off about being released and everything like that. He was very, that was unscripted.
Oh, I'm probably not going to be able to watch it back now because they probably edited it.
It wasn't on Hulu, sorry.
Oh, never mind.
Trust me. No, I read it online.
So, I mean, I enjoy the cruise. Obviously, I'm super pumped for 205 Live. It starts in like a half hour.
Hour, can't wait. I'm excited. I love Cedric. Cedric's our boy.
Yeah. Let's go back to the men's tag before we get done. Obviously, we had
Chris Jericho, still awesome.
Chris Jericho was great.
AJ Styles is AJ Styles.
Finally got my damn Shield reunion that I've been waiting for forever.
That's true, you did.
The best part was when they were carrying Dean out and when Roman and Seth just kicked the shit out of all the security guards. Then the crowd went nuts. So everybody's... And I know it was just like a one-night thing, but it's like... Oh, and here's the thing: Hammer said the only thing they did wrong is Gallows and Anderson didn't come out to set up like a little tease. Because I'm telling you, Roman's got to drop the U.S. title. I think AJ. I'm for an AJ. Is like my favorite wrestler.
Here's what's going to be WrestleMania.
I think AJ is going to drop the title before Mania.
He's going to drop the title because it's going to be the Club versus the Shield.
That's what I want.
Because it's going to be Goldberg versus Lesnar for the title.
You think it's going to be for the title? Goldberg? I don't
Because
know
you
about
heard
that.
what Goldberg said. He said after the night after Survivor Series, the step is for the title.
I think
And
here's
it's the
what I
Royal
think.
Rumble.
I don't think he's going to get the title. I think they're going to eliminate each other, and it's going to be Goldberg Lesnar 3 at Mania, and then they're actually going to have an awesome match. That's what I think.
But who's your title holder? Does Taker have the title going into it? Cena, that's where Cena gets the 16. Somehow Taker wins the title.
Well, here's my prediction. Okay, Taker wins the title from AJ at Mania.
It's at Mania. Cena.
Oh, did I say Mania? No, I meant at the Rumble. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Cena does not win the Rumble. Finn Balor wins the Rumble.
Finn Balor back in time.
Finn Balor will be back in time for the
Okay.
Rumble. He was actually at ICW.
I
He's looking good.
love Finn Balor.
So Finn Balor wins the
Did
title.
you see that Bleacher Creature of Finn Balor?
No.
It's pretty sweet. I might buy it.
There you go.
Bam!
All right, and then and then you have Cena winning the Elimination Chamber, and then you have Cena Taker. Phenom versus
Would
the
they
franchise.
really have the Elimination Chamber at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view?
Yeah, they'll do it before
shit.
Mania.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was thinking like Fastlane because there's Fastlane. They
Yeah,
haven't said when Elimination
they'll do
Chamber's coming.
Fastlane. Fastlane will probably be like a Raw pay per view or something, or a
That's true.
SmackDown pay per view. I don't know.
It'll
But
be a
they'll-
boring one.
Well, they'll figure it out. Basically, whatever brand does not win the Rumble, that'll be the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, good point.
That's what I think. That's my prediction. So, that's really it. I mean, I was happy that Miz retained. I'm a big Miz fan, so I can't,
Miz rules.
And even though I like Sam, I know you don't like Sammy. I like Sammy. I love Sammy and his
Kids love
storyline with Braun.
Sammys and
Obviously I wish the cruiserweights would have gone SmackDown, but that's neither here nor there.
you
That's
and
the
I
way
both
down.
feel that way.
So let's talk about TLC. We got about 15 minutes left. in the show.
TLC, I think, is going to be a great pay-per-view, and I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
Okay.
Can you pull up the card?
Yes.
Pull up the card.
I'm going to tell you why TLC is going to be
Are we
great.
watching it? Are we watching it this week?
Of course we are. You invited me yesterday.
Yes, I did. I forgot. I was just making sure. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Dude, that's the only thing that's been a little weird because it's a pay-per-view every 2 weeks.
I know.
It's getting hard to keep up, especially
I've seen you more than I've seen my alleged wife, so, it's okay.
It's all right.
Pretty
Your new wife.
Pretty soon, yeah. Pretty soon, I'm just gonna move in here and just be like your third roommate or whatever.
There you go.
So the match I'm really actually looking forward to is Carmella versus Nikki because it's no holds barred, and I really think.
Do you think they're going to try to outdo Raw? Well, here's the thing. I really think there is an underlining real life rivalry between the brands as far as like outperforming because you want to be on the flagship brand, and here's the thing. I think that the general consensus is that SmackDown is way better than Raw.
Everybody feels that way right now.
But Raw is like the flagship. But unfortunately, I mean, I'd rather watch SmackDown.
You and me both.
I'd rather watch main event.
Oh, me love.
I actually watched. I was watching Superstars this week. When I came home, I was doing some chores. I had that in the background.
Ginger Mahal.
And I had Curtis Axel and our boy Bo.
I love
Angry Bo.
Angry Bo. Make Bo great again. The other match that I'm really looking forward to is even though they've wrestled for like 30 times, the ladder match between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler, because Dolph Ziggler in ladder matches is awesome.
Miz in ladder matches is good too. I think this is going to be a good. This should be the end.
This will be the show stealer.
Who do you got winning these matches? So let's go back to Carmella and Nikki.
I'm going to go Nikki because who she's dating.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with The Miz over Dolph Ziggler.
Did Nikki get the win the last time they fought?
No, it was a no contest.
Was it a no contest? Okay.
The Kalisto versus Baron Corbin in a chairs match. I think.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think Kalisto wins as the underdog. I think.
Yeah, they'll do a Salida del Sol onto a chair.
That would be sweet.
But I would love to see an End of Days onto a chair too.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
That'd be super cool.
Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. This is where I think Alexa Bliss wins it, and it's a payback for Columbus and Ohio State. It's the success of Columbus.
Okay.
And it's in Texas, and Ohio owns Texas right now in sports. Minus the Browns, and we won't count them.
Yeah, we can't talk about the Browns at all.
Heath Slater and Rhino versus American Alpha. or the Wyatt family. I don't know if they're going to have the American Alpha versus the Wyatts, and then the winner of that faces Slater and Rhino.
Dude, I would love to see Bray and Randy get the titles.
Me too, because I think they'd be awesome.
And as much as we love like Heath and Rhino, I think that if they're going to lose it to anybody, I think here's the thing: the predictable thing is American Alpha.
Absolutely,
I like American Alpha chasing. Yeah, and then they eventually get it.
Absolutely. I really think, though, I mean, like, the Wyatt family is just... I kind of like...
I just want Bray to have a belt for once.
I do, too. And I kind of like how Bray kind of controls Randy. But it's very Daniel Bryan-ish, but at the same time,
Daniel Bryan called out. He's like, I'm talking smack. He's like, I think Randy was taking a page out of my book, but no, it looks like he's legit crazy. So,
yeah.
I love Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah. He's not afraid to speak his mind.
No, he is not. Not at all.
Because you know what, he's at that point that he can say whatever he wants, and
he's like, fire me, because then I'll just go wrestle on the Indies.
Yeah,
because he's still in a contract. So.
Exactly. And I think WWE doesn't want to because he still makes them lots of money.
Yeah.
And then the main event so far, unless they add another match.
Yeah, we're going to watch SmackDown.
AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. I'm going to go with AJ Styles. They need to make a bleacher creature of him. The Dean Ambrose one.
You love the bleacher creatures.
Those things are freaking awesome.
All right, so let's...
We're going to have to do an episode with them and like the storylines with like Brock Lesnar talking about steroid use and Kane talking about insurance and politics. You know, Kane's like huge into politics.
He is, yeah.
It's freaking smart.
Is. So here, let's AJ and Dean. As much as I like Dean, he's not
AJ right now. You have to
AJ's unstoppable.
You have to have AJ lose to Mr. Undertaker, and I'm going to tell you why.
I think the only people that should take the title would be Undertaker. I'm talking about the SmackDown roster. Would be Cena or Undertaker at this point, or. And I'm going to go out on a limb because he just won himself a WWE title shot. Somehow,
James Ellsworth?
They'll do a freaking James Ellsworth hit. I heard that, I don't know how it's working with his title shot. I don't know if it's like Money in the Bank style, but like if some weird way Dean wins and then Ellsworth just says, okay, I'm doing my title shot right now. And then Ellsworth gets it. And then you do like a whole... Well, AJ's like, well, I didn't get my rematch clause, and then Dean gets a rematch clause, and you have a triple threat on like a special episode of SmackDown, and then AJ gets it back as a two-time champ.
James Ellsworth is like the Barry Horowitz of.
He's not even the Barry Horowitz, man. He's like the
Crash Holly.
He's like a hybrid of Santino, Crash Holly, and yeah, I'll throw in Barry Horowitz and the Brooklyn Brawler. I like Ellsworth just because he actually can wrestle.
Do you know he's Facebook friends with me?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
As far as I know, unless he blocked everybody.
He almost died. About that Styles Clash.
Oh my God, yes,
the first one. But AJ like caught it at the last minute. He's like, yep, his head's tucked, and you saw like AJ land like awkwardly just to kind of like not. Put all the weight on his neck, but that was like cringe-worthy.
I cringe every time I watch the Styles. Somebody hit him do the Styles Clash.
I'm just worried if they do this Taker Styles. I'm like, I don't think
he could put Taker in the Styles Clash.
Taker's like, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that.
Taker's 51. There's no doubt in my mind.
Taker's the man. I don't know.
He looks in great shape, man. 51.
So okay. So we got about 10 minutes left. Okay. One thing we didn't touch on, and this is something that I thought was a better show, that my wife actually watched like the whole thing with me. I couldn't believe it. Seeing that she's not much of a wrestling fan, is NXT TakeOver Toronto. Which I missed the whole thing because I was at a family event.
Yeah.
So we watched it the next day.
I watched the main event. Shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah,
totally mind-blowing main event.
I remember you texted me because you didn't want to text me any spoilers, but you said the crowd was like really like there was like some. I sensed shenanigans, but it wasn't shenanigans. It was just the shocking winner. So first of all, super pumped match of the night: Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and our boys, the Revival. Such a good match. It's such a good feeling.
That was a great match.
Yeah, nice to see Johnny and Tommaso get the win. I love the double submission. I love at the end where they're both in the holds, and then Dash and Dawson are holding hands, trying to get each other not to tap. That was funny. That was really good. I'd like to see one more match with these two teams.
Yeah. I'm going to say this right now. He wasn't on the card, but No Way Jose.
No Way Jose.
I think is your next guy called up from NXT. From what I've heard they love him, and I think he'd be perfect on SmackDown.
Oh, God, man. I hope they don't turn him into an Adam Rose, though. That's what I get worried about. He's going to be like the Puerto Rican Adam Rose. That's what I get
They'll
really
put him on
worried
SmackDown.
about.
I don't know. Shane McMahon really likes him. Gonna put him on SmackDown.
Well, the whole prediction was...
You know who he's going to go against? He's going to go against Fandango. Fandango likes to dance. He likes to dance. Bam.
That's cool.
The Fashion Police.
That's cool. I love that gimmick. It's so good.
I love it too.
The only match I really... First of all, the women's match was great. Mickey James, awesome.
Best
Asuka,
entrance of
awesome.
the night, Bobby Roode with the choir.
Yes.
How fucking awesome.
That was the first thing, because like my wife's watching, because I glorious bomb my wife all the time. I just played the glorious theme on my phone. So like it came on and she's like, this isn't your song, is it? And then because he had the full choir.
Yeah.
And she's like, holy shit. She's like, is this really happening?
That was so... Oh my God. I was mind blown.
And can I say that Ty Dillinger is a major player now, in my opinion?
Ty Dillinger needs to go up main roster too.
I think he needs to. They need to build. I don't think you got to keep guys. Got to keep them on NXT for a while because you ain't got nobody.
SmackDown.
Yeah, it's not even SmackDown, man. You got to keep.
You got the
on.
Authors of Pain who are going to be your next tag team champ.
The Authors of D'Lo. That's the only match.
Authors of D'Lo Brown.
Can I say that was the only match I really didn't like?
Nobody liked that match. Everybody
the cool jumping
hated
off the scaffold thing was kind of cool.
Everybody hated that match.
I didn't hate it. It was just one where
nobody was happy they won.
It didn't wow me. That's really.
I'm just gonna say that honestly, my night was just made by Bobby Roode's entrance with that glorious glory, and then all of a sudden, and then the whole crowd was singing along.
Oh yeah, Bobby Roode's man, and then
like it just comes off with the robe, and it just is.
And then Ty Dillinger was wearing his weird Mr. Sinister outfit. Ty Dillinger's, I look at it like this. He's got a T-shirt, and he's going to be on the video game. So that means that, in my opinion, you're made. And then, obviously, Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, let's talk about Mickey James really quick. Mickey James came back. Obviously looking great.
Do you think it's a one-off appearance?
I do. That's the only thing that sucks.
Like a Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, and I think that's what you do with Asuka these next few takeovers. Maybe you bring in some legends here and there. I know Trish can't do it. She's having a baby.
Lita can do it.
I think Lita can.
I thought because of her neck she couldn't.
I think she just retired. I think she can still go because she does training in ring training with the Performance Center.
Bring in the ghost of the fabulous Moolah.
Yeah, maybe. No, I think Lita would be the next way to go.
Oh, I
think what you do is you have her on the kickoff panel for the next takeover.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't even know who you could really bring. I mean, ODB.
Yeah, maybe you bring in somebody from the Indies. I know Velvet Sky said she wanted to come in to NXT.
That would be a big match. Yeah, I mean, because I can't really think of anybody. I mean, Candice Michelle, no. Tori Wilson, no.
I don't think any like the. You got to bring in
Melina.
She burned some bridges.
Yeah,
she's not good with WWE. But then I mean, hey, we've seen Warrior back, we've seen Brett back, we've seen Bruno back, but I think you'll do something maybe like I think Ember Moon's got to be the one to win it from her.
Yeah, she's going to be.
So you got to keep Ember Moon chasing the title. Keep her busy with like Billie Kay and Peyton Royce and what's the Daria. I predicted it. That was their partner, which was like who else would it be?
I want Mandy Rose to come up.
Mandy Rose. I don't know where she's been, but I think you do something where like Lita is on some kind of kickoff panel like she always is, and then like Asuka kind of gets in her face, starts a little bit of a rivalry. Then William Regal signs, "Hey, you're gonna fight Lita at the Rumble takeover," because they just announced that that's gonna be the weekend of Rumble, and then Asuka wins. Asuka is obviously going a little bit heel.
She is.
And then Ember Moon. I was gonna say Ember Rose. Ember Moon takes the title Mania weekend.
Oh.
And then I don't think you call Asuka up, but you call Asuka up maybe like a month or two later. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's how I predict it. So I'm pumped. I'm happy with WWE right now. Is what it is. We have some stuff to look forward to. We have a pay-per-view every 2 weeks, which is I guess kind of cool. But
kind of cool.
I haven't watched any other wrestling. I haven't watched any TNA. I haven't watched any Lucha. No New Japan. So sorry, my indie friends.
Sorry.
I am your typical run-to-the-mill WWE fan. I'm like that guy in the Hulu commercial where he's like, I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm a WWE fan. Yeah. I mean, I am a wrestling fan, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, dude, I haven't gone to an indie show in a while either.
It's okay.
Maybe like 3 months. That's all right though. Still have my indie friends. Love you guys. Seriously, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, I have a weird job time, so
yeah, it
haven't
happens.
gone. Work gets in the way. I know. Life's
like the first like NXT pay-per-view and it froze in the middle. I'm like, no, I'm so bad.
Natty versus Charlotte.
Yeah, man, it was.
I was like,
was it Natty Charlotte? No, that was the second one. That was the second one. That was during my honeymoon.
Oh, that's right.
And we were in Orlando
and
I'm like, oh my god, can we go to Full Sail? We were staying at Disney, but instead I watched it on my iPhone. How sad is that?
All right, quick prediction: WrestleMania 34. Where do you see it?
I see WrestleMania 34 in Los Angeles.
Oh, the new stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because they haven't had a big time pay-per-view. They lost SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and they want to get back LA.
I think it'll be out in California.
I could see 35 in California. 34 is probably going to be either Minnesota, Detroit, or
why not Canada?
Canada would be at the Skydome.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. All right, so let's wrap it up.
If it's a Skydome, we'll get my passport. It's only a 3-hour drive.
There you go. Let's do this. I'm just gonna jump the border. All right.
Especially with Trump as president.
Oh, come on. We got to keep it non-political. Count on Chase to bring the politics into it. All right, guys, as always, you can check us out at hardcoregeekcast.com. We are on Facebook and Twitter at Geek Wrestling, and we're on Instagram at Geek Wrestling as well. For our past episodes as well, just go to iTunes, type in Hardcore Geek Wrestling or the Hardcore Geek Podcast. Both those kick-ass shows.
Oh, yeah.
I say kick-ass because they're our shows, so I'm biased.
That was a bad movie, though.
What movie?
Kick-Ass.
I love Kick-Ass. I have Kick-Ass 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Shut your face. All right, for myself, for Chase, for everybody else in this galaxy, I want to thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week. Same wrestling time. Same wrestling place. Chase, what are we going to do now?
Booyah.
Booyah. Later, guys.
Later.